Hello everybody and welcome to another one of YouTube videos. Today I've got a game for you in the Dickermax, which is the German Tier 6 tank destroyer on Sand River Encounter. Just waiting for the countdown timer to tick down. As you can see, we've spawned here on the sort of eastern side. Here's the Dickermax. It's probably past its sell by date by now. There's so many better sort of like premium sort of tanks coming out now that this is the good old days of actually having to work for your damage. So what's the Dickermax good for? It's got a pretty good gun. It's got very good gun depression, and that's about it. Bad mobility, very bad armor. So you basically got to be a limpet. You've got to sort of attach yourself to sort of ridges and hills and anything with a bit of a mound to it, and then sort of peer over the top, shoot, and then pull back. So that's the gameplay. Here on Sand River, I am planning to go and sort of camp on this little ridge here, overlooking a good portion of the map. I think from here you can get shots into a lot of different locations. So you can move to another, places where you can get, if you are outflanked or whatever, you can move to certain areas where you can cover yourself and still try and get shots in. So there's these bushes here, and I can use that to get a bit of cover. The concealment on the Dickermax is not bad. There's the top of the T150, and I get an amazing shot up to 298 points of damage into the side of his turret. That was fantastic. He might still be there, so it's worth taking another punt, but he's moved on. Okay, the enemy have sent a lot of tanks up into the north. We've sent almost all our tanks up into the north. There's only a few of our tanks who have gone down south. There's that Panzer 3J and that MZ T25. Panzer 3J is starting capping, so that's going to mean that the enemy are going to start being drawn to the cap to see what's going on. I reposition. There's that Covenanter in the distance, but he's just peering over the ridge, and I've noticed that recently in the recent patches that if an opponent's near the ridge, your gun doesn't really seem to aim where you're sort of aiming it. It seems to sort of like wander around, and when you fire your shot it normally just goes over the top. I'm not quite sure why that is. It doesn't lock on as it should do. Okay, there's that Covenanter. Decided to drive out, lined him up and finished him off. My shooting in this game is a lot better than normal, especially for the sniping shots, actually judging distance and getting a shot in. There's that AMX, but he's moving a lot faster, and my gun's having great difficulty in trying to track him. Every time you move your gun, because the gun traverse on this thing is so poor, every time I move my gun, the aiming reticle just goes bananas, and it's very hard to hit a fast-moving target. So, as you can see from the mini-map, our Panzer 3J is about to get oppressed by tank destroyers and that ELC. So, in the meantime, here's the T150. And he's showing me his turret again, and I'm going to shoot the side of it and take him out. What else can I see? Still a lot of tanks up there in the north. KV1, KV2. Okay, there's a Dickermax. Not quite. Oh, hello. Track that T-3485. But he reuses a repair kit and pulls back. Hello, Mr. Covenanter. You think you're safe? Not from me, you're not. Take him out. Okay, 2. No. Just wait. I've got a little bit of cover here from this bush. There's the Matilda Black Prince. Another shot into his side for a lot of damage. He pulls back. Here's the KV1. And yes, managed to get a shot into the side of his turret. Unfortunately, we seem to have lost a battle in the north. An ELC is scaring off our two T25s there in the south. Looks like this T-3485 is moving. Here's the KV1. I really want to kill him. Finish him off. Roll back. Here's a Dickermax. Is he lining me up? No, he's moving towards the cap, so I'll finish him off as well. keep rolling back. T-34-85 spotted there on the mini-map coming around my flank, so I start pulling up. Here he is. He's arrived a little bit quicker than I thought he would. He managed to flub his shot. And he gets he gets up a rack from that IKV 103 who's sitting there at B0. Okay, the score is 11-10. They've got a KV2. Okay, 12-10 to us. They've got a Matilda Black Prince, a KV2, and a T67. All of them pretty tough targets. Our Skoda T25s are heading up from the south to try and flank that Matilda Black Prince. He gets taken out. T67 and a KV2. And if that KV2 keeps pushing around to hit that IKV 103, I might be able to get a shot, so that's where I'm going to position. Obviously it's a KV2 and he's got the derp gun, so if he hits me he'll kill me in one shot, so I sort of roll down as far as the ridge as I can and still be able to sort of look over the top of it. IKV's lined himself up as well, so we're pretty good here. As you can see, it's just a case of finishing off the last two tanks. Our T25s have gone round there at A7, and their T67 has also been spotted in that area. So the enemy is sort of concentrated. Well, the last two tanks are just trapped in that little corner. There's a KV2. No, it finishes off the IKV 103. I'm sitting here now. T25 should be able to take out that T67, but they seem to be making a bit of a meal of it. Yeah, okay, he's finally dead. So we've got 3 against 1, but it is a KV2. I'm still waiting here just in case to see if he was going to push around the corner, but I think with those two T25s there, he's not going to come around, which makes things interesting. Yeah. The Panzer T25 gets one-shotted by the KV2, which is a drawback. We started getting hate in the chat. Score is 14-13. The other Skoda T25 is on 3% health. So I tell him to just pull back and cap, because we need to draw that KV2 out. I'm not going to crawl my way up there to try and trade shots with him. I've got to hit him where he can't hit me, where he can't see me, hopefully. So I'm going to line up this spot again just in case he rolls down here. It should be able to spot him, but these are a Russian tank, so they might have magical camouflage as well, so let's see how it goes. T25 has heeded my advice and is heading towards a cap. Unheard of cooperation. Here's the KV2 he's spotted there. He's moving along the top of the ridge, and I managed to get a shot into the side of his turret. He didn't spot me. He's rolling back, and I reload it. Nope. Okay. So he's staying here. He looks like he's going to roll straight down and come up from the south there. So I need to get into a position where I can at least see him. The spotting range on the Dicamax, because it's one of the older premiums, and they haven't nerfed it. It's amazing. It's like 420 or something ridiculous like that. So should be able to spot the KV2 if he comes within that radius pretty easily. Move to these set of bushes here. Skoda T25 has almost reached the cap. We've got almost sort of 6.5 minutes to finish off the KV2 or cap out. Either works for me. And now the waiting game begins. Just trying to work out where that guy will go. This is one of the sort of fun parts for World of Tanks, trying to, try and outguess where your opponent's going to go. Sitting here at the moment, this is good. I've got camouflage. You guys are going to see me. I'll be able to spot him first. I'll get the shot in. But it's just trying to work out which route he's going to take. He could come up, towards the east and sort of get around that way, and then I might have surprise waiting for me behind. But I'm pretty much sure he's going to go down south and then come round, maybe down the ridge towards the sort of cap area, but maybe down that sort of light ravine. But let's just see. So time ticks on. Base capture is up to 25. Still no KV2. I'm getting a little jittery now. Keep getting, dreams that he's going to be coming up behind me. I get asked on the chat, why don't you cap 2? And if I went into the cap, we would cap faster, but he would also, the KV2 driver would also know where both the enemy tanks were, the remaining enemy tanks were. So that's never a good. It gives him the initiative. He can come at us from whatever angle he wants to come at. So and he could probably one-shot me as well, which is another thing. So we don't really have the hit points to take him on. So we need to surprise him. The only way you can surprise him is by forcing him towards that cap circle and then hitting him before he gets close. So, still waiting. Still no sign. Now there he is. He's come round, all the way round to the south. He's approaching the base from that direction. Our Skoda T25 gets into cover while I try and reposition as quickly as I can. There's also this spot here which gives you good visibility to any tanks coming down this ravine, and to the south there he is. Line him up, wait, shoot, hit him and track him in place, and he's mine now. He turns his gun towards me, but yeah, he thought I was still on the ridge because that's where he fired, and that's the game. 5 kills. Here are the results. That was an ace tanker game in the Dicamax. Ace tanker and high caliber. Did 2,620 points of damage. So yeah, very good game. Good credits as well.